Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a special Trainables with a very special guest.
Thank you.
Yeah, not you, Zed, you idiot.
That song makes me want to put a bullet in my brainable.
It is the worst. It really puts us all in a shit mood right at the start of the show. I don't know why we continue to play it. But ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce our guest. You know him, you love him. I mean, fucking legendary comic, brilliant comic.
Thank you.
And you know, a radio god in that tier, man. He is Jim Norton, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, come on,
Mike. Is that you singing that song?
Yes.
Oh, it is. It's actually good. I mean, it's actually very catchy. And I like the way you torture them with it.
Good pivot. Yeah.
That's what he does best. Let me tell you.
Oh, and you, it looks good. Yeah.
Let me tell you what a sweet boy Jim Norton is. I've been sitting here backstage talking to him for a couple minutes with this dumb hair on my head, and not once has he made any mention to how stupid it looks and how dumb I look.
I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, he says that, but I mean, how do you not notice a dead animal on top of my head when we start?
But how are you going to say you don't notice that nose on him either?
Yeah. Take it off, Shuli.
Dude, half the times I wouldn't notice a cock under a skirt. Believe me, your wig doesn't doesn't have a chance.
Hey, not noticing and denial are two very different.
That is a great point. I'm paying extra. I stand corrected.
First of all, you know, I got to say it's so great to see you podcasting and YouTube and just, you know, doing your thing. It's never been a better time to leave a steady gig in broadcasting.
I mean, it really is funny. Like, I mean, I really have my finger on the pulse. I'm always just 13 years too late. But look, I didn't leave it. It was, you know how they are,
right.
man. The negotiations, they walked away. So I was like, all right, it was what it was. But I don't feel like I fucked it up. Like, when you don't sabotage something, you're like, hey, man, I did 20 years. That's a full career, and I'm actually liking what I'm doing a lot more now. But I didn't blow it up, which you can always leave a gig if you don't blow it up. You're like, you know what? I left and it was okay.
Yeah, it was eye opener for me to be like, you know, dealing with my shit with management and then running into Jim in the halls, and Jim is like on this, you know, completely other level, and he's dealing with the bullshit from management. Nobody was safe there with that shit.
No, not at all. And I don't think it's personal. It's like it's a financial thing. They're doing what they're doing, and what do I care? I'll just move on. I'm on the road a little more. Life is good, and I'm not usually positive, but I'm like I like what I'm doing now. It feels like fresh and like it's new. You know, after 20 years of anything, man, you're like, what the fuck am I doing?
I like when we were all there at the beginning, though. Everybody had that same feeling of like, we're going to say whatever the fuck we want on these chat. We're going to have this, we're going to have that. And right away, they put people in charge who have just been policing radio their entire lives. So, you know, everything gets locked down. But you guys, really, I mean, you made them work. You made management fucking really do their job. Your guys' show was crazy, the shit you guys pulled off.
It was, and I listened to some of it back. It always still makes me laugh. Like, it's so mean and so barbaric, and it always makes me laugh. Like, it's all these years later, I'm like, I'm so happy I was there for all of it. I'm so happy. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm really happy I was a part of something that I like. When I listen back, I'm not embarrassed by it. I'm not like, oh, fuck. Like, you know, I'm like, wow, I'm really glad I was a part of that show.
Yeah, it's also carried over into one of your podcasts, your advice show, Jim Norton Can't Help You. All the episodes have been great. The guests have been amazing. But this last episode that just came out, without a doubt, is my favorite.
Yeah.
With Colin and Rich Voss, and you know, you three in a room together. It's going to be deadly the entire time. And I want, for those of you who may not seen any of it, I just want to play this clip that was my favorite moment of the podcast, if you don't mind. All right.
That's got to be tough to live on $800 a week after taxes. $500, whatever. Well, it's tough out there. It's tough, man. It's tough.
Shut up!
I'm telling you.
I mean, you want to talk about a lunch pail comic? This guy really down there with the fucking people. Send him a fucking check, you chisel. I don't want to hear your fake compassion for the poor bastard.
It's tough out there. Let me tell you,
guys. If you're doing it, just keep on trying. Keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
Ew.
you know.
I mean, what's great is you can tell when you guys are together that whether there are mics there or not, this just bashing just never stops with you guys.
I saw Colin last night at the Cellar, and all we were doing is attacking Rich and Bob Kelly, neither of who was there. Like, it's just, it's the same all the time. People can feel when it's like, when it's okay, the mics are on, and when you're like legitimately friends. I think it's obvious when you're really friends with people and you're comfortable with them. But yeah, that one made me laugh. I want to have those guys back on as soon as they want to come back on. That was really, I would love that episode so much.
I mean, I think you guys doing like a regular thing, maybe once every couple weeks or once a month would be fantastic. Now, you got Anthony on terrestrial. I mean, did you ever think you'd see the day where Anthony goes back on terrestrial radio?
I literally, if you would have said, what do you think will happen first? Anthony will be on terrestrial radio, where every radio station in the planet will collapse and it won't exist anymore. I would have said the second option is more likely than fucking Anthony being back on the regular radio. And I did his show once. I did it a couple weeks ago when he was in New York, but I had a horrible cough. I'm fat. I sound terrible, but it was fun to do. I was so happy to see him, and we're doing it again at the end of May. Me and Voss are doing Ant's show. It's on ABC, and it's great. I love it. I mean, he's funny anywhere he goes.
Yeah, and I hear maybe a little rumor that maybe Voss might be coming in with you next time, and hopefully maybe Colin and that maybe Bobby. But I mean, that was the beauty of that show was. It was like a green room was mic'd up in a comedy club, and a show was trying to happen around that.
Yeah,
you know, it was great.
And that's how we kind of were all the time, and still are. I mean, it literally is. If I see Colin all the time. Like I see him and Keith a lot. Bobby and Voss I talk to. I don't see them as much, but I still see these same guys 25 years later, all the time. So it's still, it's the same as it was in 2002.
Now, we had Mr. Cumia on last night, and he credited to you that you were one of the first guys on radio to actually talk about bombing and eating shit and all the stuff that doesn't go great when it comes to doing comedy. And it made everybody else nowadays. It's like everybody's comfortable with telling their bomb stories and I stink and that was a great part about you guys getting together and just breaking each other's balls and playing each other's old comedy. It was fun. It was great.
It's fun. It's like I was posting on Instagram, like everybody's got these great stand-up clips. And for a while I was only posting my bombs, like jokes that were just tanking. And like, cause every Wednesday I do the Fat Black Pussycat. I run an hour and I just try, you try material, you try the order, and a lot of stuff doesn't work. And that always makes me laugh. Like, it's not because I think I want to be different. Like there's something so visceral about being unfunny. But you're always trying on stage, but like there are some people who are so unfunny. That's why I like doing Chip and Doug Bell. Cause like to me, that's like the greatest torture is to be the guy in the room who doesn't know that you're not funny. Like you suck and everybody knows you suck, but you don't know you suck. Right. That's like every comic's greatest fear is to be that guy.
And there are
they don't know it. Yeah.
But they don't know it. Yes. Yeah.
There's every comedy scene has at least one or two or three of those guys that are at the mics every week. They go up. It's, as Dice would say, you could hear the air conditioner. Yeah. It's ruined, just nothing. And then they get off and they're the first one to pick up their hand to high five you. And they're like, I'll be here next week.
Yeah. It's like, wow, you didn't see that, how it really went, did you?
There was a legendary guy in Vegas, John King Tamer was his name. And he was a guy when we did have crowds at these mics and they were shitty, we would put him on early because he was like fire sprinklers. Like when he went on set, when he went and did a set, people just got up and they weren't angry. He was just bad. His rhythm, his cadence, his material, everything was dog shit. And the guy was the first one there and the last one to go up 90% of the time.
There's a weird clumsiness people have. Like some people are just so unfunny that there's an episode of MASH. I don't know, again, I wonder why nobody under 50 comes to my shows. I'm going to talk about Charles Emerson Winchester. But But there's one of the dumb episodes, right, where there's a guy loses his fucking arm in the war, and he's a piano player. So Charles Winchester is talking about how he always wanted to play piano, and this guy or has a gift that he'll never know.
Yeah.
And he goes, I could play the notes, but I could never make the music.
Right.
And unfunny people remind me of that. Like, they hit what are kind of the beats, or they understand the language of it, but there's whatever it is that like puts it all together like cartilage, they just can't do. And I'm kind of obsessed with those people. Like, it's so painful to watch that I have like a love-hate with them.
Right.
I'm sorry, but it's fascinating that they almost all of them have an enormous ego.
Yeah.
Yes, and part of that's what I think what fucks them up. Like they don't know it, and they can't acknowledge that there is something that you have to have some kind of humility. I think at times, because being funny, a lot of times you're really pointing it at yourself and you're really humiliating yourself. And guys that can't do that, I never think are funny.
Well, it's also the zigzag too. If you're going somewhere where it's not working, you have to know that's not working. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And if you just keep going this way, it's just going to get
Well,
worse.
I think also if you can learn the technical aspects of comedy if you do it enough, but if you don't have it in you to be a funny person, like if you're not a funny guy,
you hit the beats, but not the. But I was thinking about you, Mike. What was there was a gig we used to do on Route 35, I think. I don't know if it was in not old. I forget where it was. It was on Route 35, Lakewood, or something. I know. You don't remember?
Was it Woodbridge?
Not Woodbridge, no. And by the way, this is like old man comedy talk. And Levy had a gig in Western New Jersey. It's been me and Brian McFadden were on Facebook, and neither one of us could remember the name of it, and it's been driving me crazy for 4 months. It was a Wednesday night.
Right. I definitely remember it. I don't remember the name of it, but
you could probably ask Levy. He's still probably doing it.
Fucking telling you, I know what I'm talking about. I should ask Bob, but I almost didn't want to go to the source. Like I wanted to make, I always try to make myself remember just so I don't rely on everything else. And here I am asking you. I'll just text Bobby. I should just ask fucking Levy.
When are you going to talk to Mike again? I mean, it's a perfect opportunity. You know?
I know, now that I got you here. And
we sext a lot, but we don't ruin the rhythm.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of hard it kills the vibe when he's sending me a picture of his taint and asshole. And I'm like, hey, by the way, what was that gig that Shuli used to book?
I remember doing a number of gigs with you, but the one that really sticks out was at the Borgata in the middle of your set. I'm sure you remember this rich couple comes strolling in with they might as well have been greyhounds. They were two of the biggest dogs.
Giant white poodles, I think. White poodles, yeah.
Yeah, and just dogs you do not see in a casino anywhere, ever. And and Jim's like, I'm done. Jim's, 15 minutes into his act, and they come strolling down the aisle, and I could just see in your face that you were trying so hard not to fucking explode on these people.
It was so bizarre because he walked right. I mean, he's a high roller. To walk in the casino with two giant dogs, and he sat almost like third row had seats for him and the dogs. Because the front rows of casinos are always empty because the casino buys those tickets and saves them for gamblers. Right. Yes. That's why you'll be at a casino show that's sold out and there's fucking 30 open tickets in the front. It's because the casino paid for them, but they want to. If a guy's losing $20,000 and wants to go to a show, he can go any show he wants front row. Yep. So this guy walks in with his fucking giant dog, but they didn't do anything. No. Like they didn't make it about them. They weren't he didn't heckle. He just sat there with his two dumb dogs. And and the show was over, and that was it. But I kept waiting for him to be a dick, but he wasn't.
Yeah, it was wild. And then being on the road with Club Soda Kenny's a lot of fun too.
Define fun.
Well, he kind of throws you into improv acting classes without your knowledge. I mean, he does a lot of that shit.
Yes, he does. It's very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable.
But it's fun. It's the most fun gig you can pick to do for a living. Why not make it fun on the road? I never understood those people that were so fucking miserable at shows in the green room, just miserable. It's like, how? Have you done plumbing? I have. It fucking sucks. Hey, thanks for watching that clip. We got a bunch more stuff from a bunch of different other shows. So if you want to support us, you want to be a part of what's happening here, subscribe. notify, and get yourself a membership. 2 levels, $5, $10. We got more bonus shows than we know what to do with. So help us out. Get in here.